Hello, I'm John, the executive producer here at Final Show Films. I got a few notes for you before the show. First, I want to thank you all for watching. We couldn't do what we do or the amount of things that we do without the support of you, the viewer. If you want to support us financially, which we always appreciate, you can go to our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms, where you can donate as little as $1 a month to help us continue this and all the things that we do. I want to give a special shout out to our $25 supporters, Antitonic, Waterflame, and Samantha Bates. Second, I want to let you all know that we here at Final Show Films are planning a little get-together up at Gen Con this year. That's August 2nd through 5th up at Indianapolis. We're going to be up there just sort of hanging out, enjoying the con, spending time together, and if any of you guys want to come up and say hi, please feel free. We don't bite unless you want us to. And if you enjoy whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to, be sure to check out our website at finalshowfilms.com, where you can find links to all of our other content, both podcast and video. And be sure to follow me at John A. Bates on Twitter for more updates on all of the content we're creating in the future. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy.
Never mind.
Sorry, Jeremy.
That's okay. I can
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Breakverse, where there is only one time where it's kind of okay to interrupt other people, but we do it at other times, too. Letting someone know that they're going to say something live on the internet. So, last week on Breakverse, our party met up with a new member, a king. The Kenku was in the party for a little while now. A Naga sorcerer. Her who's with a penchant for breaking and entering. The group who traveled through the Silvered Peaks, discovering a crystal city run by golems and other construct, commanded by 2 dragons, and learned that there was a fighting tournament set to start in a few days' time. He did some preparation, discussed what configuration they would be entering the tournament in, and set off because the city closes at dusk and does not like people staying there at dusk. They appropriated a local house, moved and set up to sleep there, largely drunk. As we return to our adventurers, the crest of the next morning streaks across the sky. All of you who have had your long rest, eaten rations or out of these people's pantry, whichever you would prefer, are preparing to start your next day. You know that the tournament is tomorrow.
And who are the characters that are about to start their day?
Thank you. Thank you. And Jeremy, introduce your character.
Hello, I am Jeremy. I am playing Click Clack, the Kenku Rogue.
Cat.
I am Kat. I am playing Scott, the Wood Elf Barbarian Cleric.
And Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack, and I'm playing Ragnar Einherjar, the Dwarven Paladin of Conquest.
And Auntie.
Hi, I am Antitonic, and I'm playing Kasi, the Naga Sorcerer.
As these people are no longer anonymous, they begin their day. Oops.
First order of business, I think, is depositing Alistar's probably heavily hungover ass into the cart so that he's at least around if we need him.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Ragnar, as you're presumably carrying Alistar's corpse, excuse me, not yet, into the cart.
I mean, I could arrange for that, but I feel like that would be a severely dick move, given that Navarin's
Yeah.
not here.
So there are certain rules about PvP, and I'm usually pretty loose with them. Obviously, it's fine to fight other characters. If the other person's character isn't here,
You're not allowed to murder, and you're not allowed to murder other PCs in absentia.
yeah. For some reason, Ragnar, you find all of that damage done to you or something. I don't
Right.
know.
That would make a lot more sense.
Man, just
Yeah. Just
spoilers.
roll me an investigation check. See if you
Okay.
notice something.
I'm great at these. Wow. Yes, I am.
So apparently my lights are flickering on and off, so that's cinematic.
Natural 20 for a 21.
Yeah, that'll do it, and that'll actually give you a fair bit of information. He's currently sleeping, but you do notice on his arm, you know that there's some weird tattooing. I don't think you ever found out where he got that.
Right.
But you also notice a mark on his upper arm in the shape of sort of a dragon's claw mark that was wrapped around it. That you don't think you've seen before, and you've definitely seen all of Alistar at some point.
Yes. Yes, I have.
And you notice that one seems to be vaguely glowing at the moment.
That's a little disturbing. He's going to set him down. Ska,
Yeah.
can you take a look at our musical friend here? He's got wee bits of glowing markings on his arm. See? Look! Pulls it back to show her.
Yeah. It's sort of his upper forearm. There's a dragon claw mark that seems to have almost been an extension of, though disconnected from, the golden in sort of vein tattoo net pattern that's on his lower arm.
She'll kind of poke him, go, oh good, he's sleeping. Okay, give me a few minutes, and I will ritual cast Identify on him. I can learn if there are any spells currently affecting him.
So Scott, you sat down to cast this spell. I hope you're marking off the gold when you use this, just for the record. No.
It doesn't
mind,
consume it.
One-time use.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or it's a one-time cost.
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah. D&D spell costs are weird.
They are.
Especially for clerics. You sat down to cast this, placing your sort of owl feather on top of Alistar and conducting the ritual. You've done this many times before on many magical artifacts the party has acquired. This time around you, your vision sort of shifts. You see just the world around you become bland. It's not like you can't see Ragnar or possibly Click Clack, whoever's wandering around very easily, but they seem dull and uninteresting. Everything around them is just bland. Like all of the color has been taken out of the scene, though not quite that literal.
Okay.
Except for your focus upon Alistar and his very, very fancy shiny armor. And as you continue, you hear a voice roll over your shoulder with a bright smile. You know, however you feel about him, he's not technically an object.
I'm aware.
And this sort of bright face that strongly looks exactly like Anders, whatever that actually means, sort of twists around. But I have been wanting to talk to you, dear. And it's sort of touch your magic itself as it's casting this spell. Do you know what this is?
Magic. Good magic?
He seems to be gesturing for you to continue elaborating.
Your magic?
No, it's very much your magic. But what it is my trust, my gift, my reward to you. Now, I know that no one else was willing to take you in, and you couldn't find any way to prove yourself. But I said, this girl, she might be a little angry, but I'll take her and I'll give her the power she's looking for. Exactly. And the power to seek out what she wants to know. But I want her to know too, but that's not the big deal. I'll put my trust in her. This is my trust of you and your faith in me. So, having received this power, did you really think that you could just take what you wanted and walk away? Fill some quota so you can fix your friends? I don't mind helping if you ask, but you're gonna have to start doing something for me.
Like what?
What do all gods want? Worship, veneration, the pursuit of my goals.
And now comes the time for the question I should have asked ages ago. Who are you?
I'm Anders,
No, you're not.
former cleric of Ash.
You wouldn't be so smiley if you were.
Well, so, if you want to know that, I've given you the power of knowledge. But I gave you quite a powerful boon, one that some gods don't even give to their most devoted, trusting followers. Prove to me my trust was not misplaced, and my true name, the other names that followers might speak to me as, will all be yours. For now, to you, I am Anders. I am the offer of power that you are scorning because it isn't convenient, or perhaps because you've gotten the utility you wanted out of it.
It's hard to worship without knowing who you're worshipping. And I know that you're not actually Anders, so...
Oh, actually is such a strong term. You're an observant girl. What else have you noticed? What else do I represent? What is my domain? It's what is my power. I have shared so much with you.
If you haven't noticed, I'm not exactly the fastest figuring things out.
At that moment, his eyes go black and green, and the world around you just seems to start becoming dust very slowly.
Okay.
Just covered in a thick layer of dust. Are you really so incapable of fate that you couldn't even pay attention? You couldn't even try and make some effort of your own? You feel yourself starting to sink a bit into the floor. And he sort of leans down and gives you, it's not like sexual or romantic to you in any way. It's not even necessarily paternal, but just a kiss on the forehead. Oh, Ska, that's what I love about you. And you complete this spell, which you said you were ritual casting, I believe?
Yeah.
Okay. So you complete the spell. So Ska's been sitting there for 10 minutes doing magic spellcast identification. And you notice as she completes the spell, sort of on her forehead, if you're familiar with like the Dragon Age tattoos that many elves have, that sort of starts to appear, that sort of crownish shape, in like a light green.
Well, whatever he's got, it seems to be catching.
Ska, the spell fails because Alistar is not an item or object, which is the prerequisite for the spell.
No, the final bit of it is if you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it. He is technically a creature.
He is technically a creature, but there are no spells affecting him.
Okay.
I like that we have to call Alistar technically a creature.
Unless, and this
Yes,
is,
sir. I've got a permit.
this is something you already know about Alistar. I don't feel like the spell would necessarily identify it. He's a bard. He has the capacity to cast magic.
Yeah.
The rules are a little unclear about whether or not that's a spell affecting someone to this. But yeah, that's not new information to you. So.
Okay.
So for the rest of us, while Scar was doing that, do we notice anything, or is it just typical magic-y things?
I mean, you've never seen Ska cast Identify before, so you can roll me an Arcana if you would like. For those that have been with Ska for a while, it looks like your party's cleric casting Identify.
Right.
So you recognize the spell as Identify, and you recognize that it's being cast by divine magic. Probably some sort of cleric or druidy thing. Though you don't recognize the religious symbol that she uses, which is, I believe, a pile of Anders' ashes wrapped in some wolf's cloth.
No, I went with the clover pendant that was made.
No, the clover pendant rusted when you made your decision about your deity. The clover pendant is not to your god.
That's right, it did.
So it still kind of exists, but it's rusted and rotting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't recognize the arcane divine focus.
Yeah.
Then again, many druids just use things of nature for casting.
But no, like talking to herself or anything like that.
No, but all of you see those tattoos manifest.
Yeah, Ragnar's looking at the tattoos to try and see if he can figure out what those signify, if anything.
Ragnar, are you proficient in religion or history?
Nope.
Okay, then you can make me either of those rolls. If you had proficiency, you could use the one you're proficient in.
Gotcha. Well, 16 religion.
With the 16 religion, you know that actually, as a paladin, it makes a fair bit of sense to you. Contracts, deals, and bonds are often signified with magical symbols that physically manifest upon all or some of the individuals in them.
Right.
More rarely, similar but different symbols can be part of faith. The thing about gods is that, while they could make contracts just like any other being, they can give their power to people they trust. And when they do that, it's a gift, and they can't then take it away.
Right.
And sometimes it'll be something like you have cleric powers, and sometimes it'll be, here's a gift of my favor, your eye color changed, or
right.
Your eye color has always been this unusual color. Sometimes these come with low level magic abilities of their own. For example, well, you probably knew someone back in the Sea Folk village you came back to life in who could cast thaumaturgy through this kind of symbol of a gift, but your best guess is that it is some kind of divine etching or symbol. It doesn't strike you as a contract.
Okay. You feeling all right there?
Me? Yeah, no, I'm fine, I think.
All right. Well, let's get him in the cart and find you a mirror. And he'll grab Alistar and move his ass into the wagon.
Yeah, she'll help.
Yep.
She's strong and can pick things up.
Is there did I notice at any point that we were in the house a mirror of any sort?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably not like a full-size mirror, but
right.
There's probably like a foldable one.
Okay, and then he'll just grab Ska by the wrist, march her over there, point, knock yourself out.
Scott, where you were kissed makes the center of these very thin green tattoos that form almost a crown around your head, feeding back into your hairline, as though they... You know how when you get a tattoo that's under your hairline, you have to not have hair there? That doesn't seem to have been an issue.
Okay. She'll just kind of look at herself and then touch the new markings on her.
Weirdly, it just feels like your skin. You can see where they are, and like with enough effort, you can be like, oh yeah, I can feel a little bit of a bump, but...
Okay. That's a little weird. Check a thing really quickly.
And Ragnar leaves to make sure that everybody else is getting ready to go.
Scott will stare at herself in the mirror and like try and memorize every little line, new line on her head. Probably until somebody comes back and gets her. She'll kind of just be absentmindedly like staring and yeah.
Okay. Cool. Does anyone ever go back to get Scott?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
Just because that would be funny.
All right.
Like, come along. We should be into the city now that it's reopened. My friends may be gracious, but we shouldn't linger.
Oh, yeah. She'll give like one last touch, and then follow Carcy out.
And Ragnar is going to see if, since Click-Clack and himself are signed up as individuals, if Sylvester and Lorette will take our places on the team entry, should that be required.
Sylvester will just give you a sort of nod, indicate to his, I believe it's a short sword. Lorette will, yeah, I don't mind, though it sounds to me like they're expecting groups of various numbers, so...
Like to make sure our talents are as widely represented as possible.
She seems to like, yeah, it's totally not like I was planning on setting up a betting ring or anything. Or no, don't ignore that. Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind participating. Though, me and Grumpy Pants, you sure, boss?
Well, considering the two that we're missing are Click-Clack and myself, having somebody that can find their soft spots and hit hard, which is your specialty, and having somebody who can keep swinging and take a punch, my specialty, and I'm thinking Sylvester's a decent stand-in for that.
All right. That is fair. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So I assume you all head out at that point. And as a clarification, if you lose in the preliminaries of the singles, you can join the group.
Right.
And if you win, you can still choose to join the group competition instead.
Right. But we're diversifying.
Yeah. All right. This works. So, I assume you head to the city. You've got a day before the competition if there's anything you want to try and find or pick up. You do hear from the golem who is manning the gate that more details of the competition have been posted. The rules for this specific instance are now available.
Okay. Ragnar will want to go check out the rules then. It's anyone else curious?
About the rules?
Yeah, knowing what we're going to be facing, what restrictions we'll be under.
Yes.
I will leave it to you.
Alright, well, meet you at that one tavern with the sleepy drinks then?
If you wish.
Alright, just for my benefit, would Click Clack like to go with the sorcerer, or would Click Clack like to go with the Find Out the Rules team?
Find out the rules, team.
Okay, cool.
Alright, Carsey, well, we'll meet you in a bit.
Will you keep an eye on Alistar? I mean, if he wakes up in a bar, it'll be like he's at home.
If I must.
Appreciate it.
I'm sure.
Laurette will give you
Have
like a
to.
smile and a wink, and here you go. Unconscious bard. Made to
He would fall to the floor as I said about ritual casting the floating disc.
You know, Laurette would let him drop because she's not exactly a good person.
And yeah, Ragnar will head off in the direction of where we had done signups previously, which is hopefully where the rules will be posted.
Yep. That is indeed where the rules are posted. Seems like they do not disclose the exact nature of each of the rounds, especially the preliminaries in advance, though the sense you get from the rules posting is that the preliminaries are intended to test your suitability and your versatility.
Okay. And if we can run to break real quick, looks like our absentee
Yes.
bard is waking up. Okay.
Yay!
Back in a few, guys.
See, Skype is sometimes confusing, so I thought someone was selling Waluigi.
Yeah.
That will be wonderful for the listeners to try to figure out what the fuck you're talking about. I love
Ammo
it.
on sale.
Anyway.
I mean, isn't Wario's thing being super capitalist or something?
Probably.
I don't know. This isn't a story set in the Mario universe for a fucking reason. Because there's no internal consistency or external consistency in that universe. But, as
But if
we
Kirby
return...
eats Mario, does he get Cappy? Sorry.
As we return... Alistar,
Hi.
you wake up having been dropped onto the ground, looking around. You're back in the city. It seems to be daytime. There's a Naga nearby in the middle of ritual casting a spell. And Lauriette's walking away. Because she just dropped you on the street.
Gotta stop drinking that stuff. It's not good for me. Hey, wait, come back. What happened? What's going on?
There's just a wave as she walks away. And then a point at the Naga. Yeah.
It's good fun watching you leave.
Oh, good. You're
She
awake.
definitely doesn't have a problem with that.
Ah, hello.
Well, I
Car-
suppose I don't need this, and I'll just stop in the middle of casting.
Fair enough.
Cassie.
Cassie, hello. My old friend. How's it going?
It's been better.
What's up?
Well, your friends are reviewing the rules of the tournament, and I thought I might take you to some local shopping.
Have you seen my hands?
Yes, they're quite meaty.
I mean, not the word I'd use to describe them, but I'll take it. Meaty. Hey, babe, I've got meaty hands. Yeah, that works. That works. It's good. It's good. Where? Why? What? Wherefore? What does that mean? What's going on?
As I just said, your friends are reviewing the rules for the tournament, and I thought that I might take you to some local shopping.
Kirsty? Was that?
Please stop.
Sorry, Kirsty.
If
I
you
don't
would
know what I'm
follow
sorry
me.
for. Yeah, sure. It's
And,
not as fun to watch you leave.
I'm going to try and take him to that armor shop.
Okay, yeah. It's easy enough to find. You are taken to an armor shop that seems to be selling a variety of fancy and shiny armor, most of which is very brightly colored and has lots of ribbons.
Wonderful. I love it. Why are we here?
I thought this might suit your particular interests.
I mean, look at me. I'm a fancy man.
Do I have
Very
to?
very much suits my interests. However, I already have this incredibly fine armor that you'll see. Look, and the cape. Look how swashbuckling and dashing I am.
Must I?
He poses like in a few like. Look, this is me. This is my natural pose.
Oh my god.
For those who only listen to this this is a podcast, I strongly recommend coming and watching this video for this one, just for that short period of time.
You are missing the hell out, folks.
Like, I wish we could take still shots and like put them in show notes just so you can see.
I mean, Twitch has
Do
a
we
clipping
have
feature.
show notes?
Twitch has
I
a
don't
clipping feature. I will just say that.
That is true.
Very true.
So
Hey,
I'm
viewers,
just holding open the
Twitch
door.
has a clipping feature, and Navarin just gave you Alistar poses to GIF or whatever the kids are doing these days.
The kids are doing these days.
No, it's
all
the
the
children
hottest
who are wrong.
JPEGs.
I'm just doing that to bother Jeremy.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Anyway, so that's what Alistar's doing. He's posing, you know, like he's looking. He pulls his sword out and swings it around a bit. Probably like nearly stabs you, but doesn't quite.
Yeah, I'm just holding open the door and patently not looking.
And we're going to cut away from that scene back to the festival rules. Because, goddammit, something will happen this episode. Alright.
Not if I can help it.
I mean, we didn't need.
I'm joking.
We are going to break our DM.
Look, if it
You
hasn't
act
happened
like
already,
that
it's
hasn't
not.
already happened.
Yeah.
Okay, point.
This is the spiraling descent that we're witnessing now.
Alright. So, in terms of the tournament's actual rules, you are allowed armor, and 3 items, only 2 of which may be weapon or spellcasting focus maximum.
Okay. And by items, so that would be like weapon, armor, basically?
In addition to your armor.
Okay.
In addition to armor, for example, Click-Clack could take his bag of ball bearings and a rope and a dagger. But, like, the way D&D typically categorizes items.
Okay. Alright. So Ragnar can have, like, his sword and 2 healing potions, or something like that.
That was the next thing I was going to say, is
Yeah.
1 potion maximum.
Okay.
Separate from or in addition to the items?
In the... As part of the items.
Okay.
Sorry, you said separate from or in addition to, and those kind of mean the same thing.
You are correct. I fucked that up hard.
I thought you were trying to angle it a certain way.
Heads I win, tails you lose. Ha ha!
Yeah. No. Within the items, there's some sub-qualifications. Maximum of 2 weapons or spellcasting focus. So you can bring 2 foci, but no weapons, 2 weapons, no foci, or 1 of each. Or you don't have to bring a weapon or a focus at all.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a 2 max on that, 1 max on potions. No artifact quality weapons.
Oh.
So
God
that's
damn it.
anything that is higher than very rare. I don't think that's a concern for the party.
Ragnar takes Whelm and Wave out of his bag, sets them aside. Fucking.
You get the sense as you look through this list that it is entirely comprised of shit people pulled in the past that they were like, well, that kind of is cheating.
Yep.
Well,
we have to make a rule about this now.
Yes.
The rules exist because someone did something once.
yeah, and once someone's done something once, you know someone else is going to try and capitalize on it.
Yep.
No artifact weapons. Or no artifact items overall, sorry. Beyond just that limit, summons and companions are allowed. Servants and aides count as people and have to be registered as such. Summoning during the tournament is allowed under the same rules. So you can't just summon your friend to fight for you once you're already inside the arena. But you can summon a swarm of flies or a Pegasus.
Or an unseen servant.
Or an unseen servant, yes. That is also fine.
Okay.
And then most of the rest of the rules are about sponsorship. If you're a sponsor, you cannot also participate. If you're a sponsor, or full stop, you are the one that receives the boon. You cannot sponsor multiple teams. You can only help offer additional assistance to the team that you are sponsoring if you sponsor a team. Poisoning, killing, harming, weakening your opponents before a match is forbidden. Incidental incidents will be looked upon very poorly but thoroughly investigated. There's a few other ones in here that actually are worth reading aloud. And Sorry, my handwriting is shit, and I just took a picture of my notebook for this. Yeah, so none of that. No arranging to throw matches. Your boon is not transferable or divisible if used as a bribe. Your boon is not transferable or divisible if used as a bribe to get someone else to interfere with or throw the tournament. There is a soft ban on divine intervention and similar abilities.
Soft ban.
Soft ban.
God's OP, please no.
No sacred flame is fine. Divine intervention bad.
Yeah. I mean, like, the implication of the text seems to be, technically we're not going to stop you from casting divine intervention, but the spirit of the tournament is you can't summon allies, and that kind of counts a lot of the time. Yeah. There are what seems to be an endless series of specific instances and rules, the vast majority of which it should not apply to you. So, inclusions made for chaos magic as an inevitable aspect of certain people's casting, and exempted from the rules only when practiced in good faith. As long as you're not trying, it's okay. And down at the end, there is a fairly major section. Warning. The tournament is acknowledged to be dangerous and potentially deadly. It is strongly recommended that participants proceed with this understanding. That being said, actively attempting to kill or continuing after a match has been called in your favor or will be looked upon very poorly. This is not a blood sport.
Note that they say looked upon very poorly and not cause for automatic disqualification. We don't want you to do it, but...
We don't want you to do it, but we also understand that if we have people stabbing each other, sometimes those people will die.
Oh yeah, no. For Click Like that just reads as, we don't want you to do it, but if you actively do it, we're not going to look too hard into it because that's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it seems like to Click Clack, the thing that would stand out to you is basically once our announcer calls, the match is over, this person wins. Don't kill your opponent.
If the announcer is eating a sandwich at the moment you go down and the stabbing continues, oops.
I don't know if that's a wrestling reference, but it is accurate to the situation.
It's not a wrestling reference.
If you're partway through a stab and the result is called, but you can't stop yourself with momentum.
We'll look into how you did that. Yeah. No, you might die. We don't promise it, though.
Scott will read the line of the possibility of death, and she'll look at Ragnar with like the most sincere look on her face and goes, "If I die, you get my stuff."
Deal.
So, I really quick out of character, I want to be clear about something. I sort of have paid attention to most of those rules, so I might well break something for two reasons. One, work, but two, because Click Clack doesn't have the attention span to read that much.
Well, the one that I highlighted the most is the restriction on items, which I'll put in chat right now. The thing about that is they'll check you before the match.
Correct.
Right.
And that's fine because as
Don't
long
worry, we
as-
run this Feywild tournament on the honor system.
the one question he has for clarification on that
Yeah.
is armor considered an item?
I was going to ask that
Armor
question.
is not considered an item. This is the third time I've had to clarify that.
Sorry, like I
I
said,
wasn't here.
Yeah, technically you were.
Yep, but yeah.
Well,
We're good. Don't worry. If anybody has questions on the rules, Ragnar was listening, and they can address all inquiries to him.
That's fine. Scott doesn't wear armor. So,
I apologize for that. I was in the middle
No.
of banning somebody. So,
Oh, yeah.
The
Sorry,
banhammer
I know
dance.
you listen. I know you do work stuff, but I need to occasionally say plot things.
oh
even
no,
when you're
absolutely,
working.
absolutely. That's why I will ask and know
In
that I am
character,
probably repeating myself.
I'm not there, so I don't know any of this.
You're not. You also, I believe, were unconscious when this was initially discussed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
yep.
Yeah. So we're going to transition back to Alistar, getting, eventually ending up inside of an armor shop with lots of floofy armor.
Mm-hmm. It's real nice stuff. What? Were you expecting me to, like, do something here? I'm a little bit confused.
And I'll call the attendant over.
The attendant's someone different than you spoke to last time. She's a woman with two sort of dark black braids in her hair and the greenish flowering skin of an Eladrin elf.
Greetings to you, fair mistress. I was wondering if perhaps we might see something of your more exotic armors in maybe the yellow for my friend here.
He sort of gives a nod. I'll get the actual attendant. I'm the intern. And walks back over to where she was standing in the corner, knocks on the wall, and this construct that you've seen before of silver, red crystal construct. Alistar, you probably noticed this walking around. All of the people who work in the city are these crystalline construct golems. So there was this moment of, wait, seriously? When the attendant seemed to be an elven woman. But yeah. Construct will look over. Would you like to purchase the items you viewed previously?
Not at the moment. I was wondering if we might see one of the others, maybe of the yellow.
The same form factor as your previous?
Yes, please.
Sort of pulls out a drawer, pulls out a makeup compact, and holds out to either of you because it hasn't been made clear to them. Sort of makeup compact, essentially, with a yellow design on the top of it. Say the activation phrase, "My heart is the radiance of the sun."
And I'll just spread my arms out, gesturing for Alistair to take it.
Alright, I have a look.
Okay. It's a magical object about the shape and size of a mirror compact. Makeup compact.
Okay. So what do I do?
Say the activation phrase, "My heart is the radiance of the sun," to activate the item.
My heart is the radiance of the sun.
As you say that, you are enveloped in glittering golden patterns, as sort of ribbons and lace is attached in the form of full plate armor. that looks very magical girl with ribbons throughout your hair and along the armor itself and glistening colors
Ooh.
of gold and yellow.
Ooh, I love it. Wait, sorry. Mechanically, does this have the effect of full plate armor?
Yes, it is full plate armor.
Okay.
Plus,
I love
one
it.
full plate because that's what Ragnar was looking at.
I very much love it. I can't move at all.
As the transformation sequence is happening,
Okay.
can I try and see if I can pocket the pink one?
You are aware that this just for the record later, you are aware that this is the full plate variant. If that's okay with you.
Yep.
Okay. Make me a sleight of hand check, and we'll see how good these constructs are at their one function.
I would like to use my Tides of Chaos to give myself advantage on this.
Okay.
Ooh, that's an 11.
Oh.
Well, an 11 is low enough that you don't get it into your pocket before the clerk turns around. For clarification, and each of these items has a unique code phrase. If you would like to examine or try on any given item, please ask me and I will inform you of the code phrase that it is currently keyed to. Ooh.
Maybe another time. And I'll try to put it back, but also like do a quick change into the pocket anyway.
Alright, another sleight of hand. This one does not have advantage.
Nope.
And maybe harder.
It's a 16.
Okay. The golem sort of looks at the shelf to put the shelf away and notices that there is now nothing in the pink slot. You won't be able to try on the item until you've asked me about it. So it's recommended that you don't put it away.
What item, sorry?
The golem just looks at you, and you've seen this happen before. This is the sort of answer not found, not programmed for this. The woman who's been sitting in the corner will... My soul is a black nightmare. And she is enveloped in what seems to be very light sorcerer robes of a similar make to these armors. And her hair goes from being in braids to being tied back in complicated ribbons. Don't try and steal from a fae.
Oh, this item. And I'll just produce it, go, oh, yeah, no, of course, why would I? And just put it down.
She'll give you a smile and deactivate her armor. If you want less heavy armor, they've got the same thing in all sorts of different weights. Leather, padded, cloth.
I mean, I think that I've seen everything that I need to. My friend here? Alice, was it?
Alistair! Oh, you're my friend!
Yeah, I think Alex and I here will be leaving now. Thank you.
Don't know. Okay.
As we're walking out, Alistair turns to Garth. He's like, "You could have told me. I would have created a better distraction."
Well, now you tell me what.
You didn't ask. You should have said you were running that. I'd have got something myself. Not that I needed anything, just for fun.
Well, in the future, if you think of anything that I might need, please feel free to inform me.
All right. Eventually, the group of you meet back up at a drinks pub that I think you've all technically been to before,
Yep.
but Alistar slept through it.
Yep. It's alright. It's a pub. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Does Ragnar get there before any, like, is my group first, or is...
We'll say your group's first, but
Okay.
not by much.
Ragnar is going to order his drinks devoid of interference, then. And ask for whatever they have that's the strongest.
Gives you a nod, takes your coin, and brings you out something that looks very similar to that heavy bug you got last time.
Okay. He'll take a sip. Is it the same stuff?
Make me a con save with advantage for being dwarven.
Okay. Did that roll? I don't know. I'm rolling it again.
I'm not seeing it.
13. Jesus, that's terrible.
This stuff, you're half expecting it to be a sleeping dragon.
Right. Mm-hmm.
This stuff burns and boils as it goes down, and you kind of have to cough for a second because you are not expecting it.
That's more like it.
Exceptionally strong, even just taking a sip.
All right. He's going to go nurse that one over the course of an hour then.
Okay. By the time you finish it, you will have the poison status.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's alright, you're resistant to poison.
Yes, I am.
Advantage on saves and resistance do not stop you from getting drunk.
That's is
Nope.
true.
That's fine.
Is not what he is trying to do at all. He is actively attempting to get that poison status right now.
Fair enough. Several minutes later, the other half of the group walks in, followed by Laureate's group, who seems to have been doing something else throughout the town. I don't know.
For the first time, Scott is actually going to order something.
Okay.
She's basically going to ask for, like, whatever is the sweetest drink they have.
You get a nod. And it actually probably comes out to you just in, like, a clear shot glass of something with pink and blue swirls to it.
Cool. She'll take it like a shot.
Knock it back.
It is... Ever had sugar syrup? Ever mixed pixie sticks in with a little bit of water to get that syrup?
Yes.
It's that. It's got like the slightest hint that it was probably flavored. It is raw sugar. If there's any alcohol in it, it's incredibly hard to tell.
Two of your teeth immediately rot out of your head and just fall onto the table.
Yeah, that's not how that works, but alright.
Why in the name of...
It's the Feywild. Sorry.
It's okay. Why in the name of God would you dilute a pixie stick like that? That is inhuman.
It is not about diluting it. That's actually the exact point, is you don't put in enough water to dilute it at all. The point is to change its form.
Right. You just want it to be a liquid pixie stick.
Powder to liquid, because she ordered a drink.
Yes.
And sidebar. Have
It's
you
a
ever-
super saturated solution.
I'd like to introduce you to the correct form of pixie sticks.
It's a box of
I know,
refined
pixie
sugar.
Sticks are discount sugar.
That tastes better than just straight sugar.
Well, you know, you gotta put a little flavor in it.
Anyway,
But yeah, She will take that
Sour
down.
ones do.
She will take that down as a shot, and then she will look at the bartender and go, "Can I get the same thing but with alcohol?"
Gives a nod, and we'll get you another of the sweetest drink they have with more alcohol in it. Yeah.
Because here's the thing. You can do that with vodka as well as water.
It's
Yep.
the only way I can
Okay.
drink vodka.
So as our party makes good life choices for a healthy diet, and fulfills their PSA requirements for the episode, Ode, you are all in the same place. Are you doing... Oh, Alistar, this would be the first time. You notice that Ska now has on her forehead, you've ever seen the tattoos Dragon Age elves have? Something
Yes.
similar to that, like a crownish light green tattoo around her.
Oh, hey. Sick tats. What are they for?
No clue.
Why'd you get them then?
They were kind of given to me. It's alright,
Oh,
you don't care.
Okay. No. Who are you? Oh, you Scott. Scott. I remember.
Yeah, exactly.
So, we went and investigated rules for the tournament. You can wear your armor. Nobody's going to question that.
Rules.
Hi, there's restrictions.
Boring.
I don't wear armor. Do I have to wear armor?
No, you don't have to. But if you do,
Good.
you can wear it without any problems. Nothing hyper powerful or anything like that. If it's something that could lay waste to a small town just by itself, you probably can't take it into the ring. You can have three. You can have 3 bits of equipment with. Shut your mouth until I'm finished talking. You can have 3 bits of equipment with you.
With what's in my trousers, I'm gonna need assistance with that because I don't want to take it off me, but it could do that.
Then we'll have to cut that off before you go in.
No, I'm not okay with that. It's not. I'm not into it. I'm not.
Because I could certainly help with that.
No, we're
I'll
not.
order another drink.
Your other drink just arrives, and you get a nod.
But actual things that can be considered equipment.
Yeah. I consider it equipment.
You're wrong. We're moving on. You can bring 3 items with you, one of which is allowed to be a potion, if you like. The other 2, you can have a maximum of 2 either weapons and or spellcasting accoutrement things. Mix and match, but no more than 2.
Does it count as a weapon?
No. But yeah, it seems to be pretty straightforward. You can't summon in like your friends or anything, but if you got magic that lets you create, I don't know, wolves, bears, bees, something, you're allowed to do that.
Great. When do we start?
Tomorrow. Right?
Yeah, those of you who are doing the individual version of the tournament start tomorrow.
Right. For our qualifications or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So Click Like an ILB
Individual
starts in tomorrow.
qualifiers, group qualifiers, which you guys are skipping, and then an individual and group actual tournaments.
Right. Click Like an ILB starts in tomorrow. The rest of you, day after that. So, now I'll take questions.
Have you tried this? And she'll hold up her drink and then down it.
Yeah.
Does it count as winning if I convince the other person to stop trying to?
Not necessarily. That'll be up to the judges.
Okay.
Ragnar, from what you could determine, the actual answer is it may depend on the specific competition, as it seems like the competitions, especially in the prelims, often have unusual rules.
Right. He knows that Alistar would zone out about 3 words into that explanation, though, so he's not saying it.
What?
You're just saying what to a silent table right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long
I
as you
think
know.
that Alistar has this slight ability to hear the voices of the
Oh
universe
no, I'm not.
itself.
No, don't Deadpool me. But possibly.
So Cassie will turn to Ragnar and go, so, Miss, you seem the most together. This one, pointing to Alistair, what strengths does he possess?
None.
So we would be better off having a literal scarecrow instead.
Possibly. But he might be able to serve as a distraction or some sort.
So throw him at the nearest beast.
More or less.
Sylvester will.
What?
Sylvester will actually sort of open his eyes halfway and speak up. He can cast spells with his songs.
That he
Sometimes
can.
I can cast spells with other parts of my anatomy as well.
When
If
he's
you
not
could
being
refrain from
One eye
doing so.
opens and then immediately closes again.
when he's not being gross, he can be helpful.
What's gross? I'm
You-
honest.
Would you care for a list?
You would run out of paper, I think.
No, I don't need a list. I'm good. I'm good.
Zelwyn will turn
Sorry.
to the rest of the party. Since I am not to be participating as a member of the team, I'm going to purchase a room for the day and excuse myself from this profanity.
Wise choice.
See ya. And scowl
Remember
down.
that you can't stay within the city borders.
I understand. I'll meet up with you before tonight. I just don't need to be at the table right now.
Ragnar for the rest of...
Variety.
Ragnar's plan for the rest of the day is a bit of sightseeing. If he notices anything interesting, possibly investigating that, but more or less just taking some relaxation time.
I mean, there's plenty interesting within the city itself. It's a Feywild city, staffed by constructs. That is the home of an archfey dragon, and sells all manner of weapons and armor. Walking around, you see many different stores that seem to sell all sorts of varieties of typically magical armaments.
He'll be on the lookout then. He'll do some browsing because he already knows that if he wins the individual boon, he's basically going to turn it into gear, more or less, as best he can and as much as he can. So yeah, he's going to do some browsing to see if he can find anything that looks particularly, you know, if there's like a Holy Avengers R Us store or anything like that.
Holy.
Yeah, sure. There's a store specifically for paladins.
Okay.
You can find silvered variants of any standard weapon from the book.
Okay.
You can find animated shields, +1 shields, a decent number of +1 weapons. Is there anything specific type-wise that you're looking for?
If anybody's got Dwarven Plate, he'd be hugely interested in that. Again, Holy Avengers. He's always interested in Greatsword Holy Avengers, even though he might not actually know they exist.
Holy Avengers, Batman!
Exactly. How many crossovers can we reference?
I was gonna say, somewhere Tony Stark's like, what the fuck?
It's the branch of the Avengers that works out of the Vatican. What are you talking about?
Worst.
You know, the sad thing is I'm pretty sure that was a thing, and I'm pretty sure Nightcrawler was involved with it.
Actually, let me rephrase. Second worst Avengers ever.
But yeah.
On a side note, because I find this hilarious, apparently there's a monster called a dragon bait that has a Holy Avenger.
Oh, that's not a monster. That's an NPC from the Tomb of Annihilation.
Yep.
It is considered a monster because it has monster type stats.
Yeah, but he's actually a paladin.
And his name is Dragonbait. That's amazing.
Yep. He doesn't talk. He exudes smells.
Of course he does.
That's pretty much perfect, and now I kind of want to play Tomb of Annihilation.
It's good.
I think we have other things lined up in our adventures.
I mean, my
official
ultimate,
slot,
yeah. Like, my next one I want to run is Out of the Abyss. But
No, I don't necessarily want to
Weird.
run a creature that exudes smells because I know what my players would do with that.
right?
Anyway,
Yeah, sorry, that was entirely tangential. Free D&D Beyond advertising here.
Please give us money.
yes.
It would be really nice.
Or at
yeah.
least free D&D Beyond subscriptions.
Yep.
That would
Yes.
be, yeah, that would count.
We accept that. We're not greedy. We don't want, like, hundreds of dollars. Just, maybe $5 a month a person.
I would like it if I
There's
could just
30
get the
people
player's
that work
handbook.
for this company. $5 a month a person.
Is hundreds of dollars.
On the off
It's
chance
more
that
than
any of them are listening.
$100, but less than $200. So still not hundreds of dollars.
Okay,
Anyway.
sorry. And tangent over, you
Sorry.
don't find any Holy Avengers or anything of that capacity. You get the sense that most of this is very mass-produced-y in some ways. Like,
Okay.
there's individual variants between the stories, but it's kind of like if you've ever been to Disneyland or Universal, and all of the stores seem to have essentially variants of the same core
Right.
set of merchandise.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, great. We're at the Feywild theme park.
I was making an analogy in terms
Right.
of how things are sourced and sold.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
No, that exists. That's somewhere else.
So, just for my own reference, how much are these drinks costing me?
It will cost. At this point, it's probably going to cost you 5 gold more if you just want to keep going.
Yeah,
Add
at this
in-
point, she's going to continue drinking until she's just wasted enough to have a conversation with somebody.
I mean, these things are not light on alcohol once you have asked them to add more to it. It's just hard to tell with the ones that aren't specifically super alcoholic because sugar is fairly good at masking that smell and presumably that taste.
Okay. Should probably have like 5.
Yeah, so probably at around about 5. So let's call it 8 gold.
Okay.
You're not getting. When you say the most blank this place has, you generally don't get something particularly cheap.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I had no issue with the price. It was just I wanted to make sure that I wrote down the gold.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, so you're drunk.
Okay. She is going to now that she is wasted enough to actually have a conversation that she probably won't remember. So this is going to be fun. She's going to turn to Alistar, of all
Yeah.
people.
Hey,
Why do you hate me?
what? I don't
Sorry.
hate anyone.
That was legitimately click-clack spitting out a swallow of drink.
What are you talking about?
Why do you hate me?
I don't hate you.
You seem like you hate me.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I love everyone.
But you don't. You love yourself.
Frequently. Oh no, sorry, you meant something else. No, I love everyone.
Why are you mean to me?
I'm not mean to you. Well, I have never been mean to. I do not remember ever being mean to you.
Maybe that's the problem, is you don't remember. You
I'm
should
very
try
confused.
remembering.
You want me to remember? Alright, fine. Can I have some hot water, please?
Of course. One
Thank
of the
you very
golems
much.
brings you some hot water.
I don't know why I keep doing this. Right, makes the tea, sits down, starts to drink the tea.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as soon as it kicks in, I'll just give me a sec. Like, hang on. A little bit
Again,
of time.
there's that sort of sickly sensation of diluting this is a bad idea.
Yep. And
At
switch.
that point, you remember everything that you have ever done perfectly.
Oh, now I remember why I hate doing this. Scar, what the fuck?
Why do you hate me?
Because you tried to get me killed.
When did I try to get you killed?
When I was in desperate trouble trying to save all of you for my life, and you abandoned me and went for help.
I went for help.
In
I
the
didn't try to
evil
get
town
you.
where no one would help us, and what happened to you? What happened?
Hey,
What happened? I can go higher. What happened? What happened?
at this point, she'll put her finger over your lips.
And you keep doing
wa-
that. It's not nice.
I wasn't trying to abandon you.
You were trying to run away, and then you said you were getting help from the place you could not possibly have got any help from.
Just because I did something stupid doesn't mean it wasn't what I was really trying to do.
One more time?
I said I was going for help because that's what I was genuinely doing.
But you couldn't have got help.
That doesn't mean I remembered that at the time. You were dying. I was freaking out.
I wasn't dying. I was trying to fucking.
Over from the corner, you hear in Elven. Continue.
Um,
I don't know where he's got popcorn, but I want it to be canon that Click Clack has popcorn right now.
you know, it's the fucking Feywild. Click Clack, as you are listening to this conversation, you don't know how it happened, but your drink starts to transfigure, and there's these little kernels that pop, 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 pop,
Perfect.
pop, pop, pop. It's like a fountain of popcorn.
You're drinking out of a mood goblet. And it just
beautiful.
knows.
I don't know. Feywild. I
Yep.
get
No,
to do
that's
that.
glorious.
Sure. Love it.
Continue.
Okay, look. Regardless of what I may or may not have been trying to copulate with, hey, I know words now. That's interesting. Yeah. Regardless of that, then I took it personally that when I was trying to save all of you, dumb fucks, that you ran away and left me.
I really want you to know that I wasn't trying to leave you. I really was trying to go for help.
That's
It
what
might have
you
been
accomplished.
stupid, but I was trying to save you. We were dying. I was freaking out.
Can I just get like a smidge of what the plan was? Like the idea, like
I
you
didn't
go all
really
the way
have
back
one.
to town. You go all the way back to town, like you get someone to help you, and by the time you get back there, I've been eaten by like 7 different dragons.
I didn't have a plan, okay? I was freaking out. I had literally gone unconscious.
You're the person who's not supposed to be afraid.
Why am I
Fuck.
not supposed to be afraid?
Why can't I lie? What is this shit? Because
This is
I'm the one that's scared and you're not meant to be. Fuck! Fuck! I hate this.
She's gonna
Stop
hug
me from
you.
doing this ever again.
She's gonna hug you.
Oh, I don't like it.
We're both scared. I wish you'll remember that. And she'll break away from the hug.
Well, this version of me fucking well. Fuck. I need a drink. I need several drinks. I need all of the drink. Just
She'll look over at Click Clack.
A mug of popcorn gets slowly pushed
I
over.
can't drink this.
She'll
You
look over.
receive
It
a
is still-
drink from one of the golems.
Is it alcoholic popcorn?
No.
Damn it!
There's only so
She'll look
much the
over
Feywild can do.
Our
curse
character
of the
is that a
Feywild.
thing?
The Feywild gives you cool things with drawbacks. In this case, the drawback is you get popcorn, your alcohol is gone until you order more.
Navarran, think about this world that we live in. Somebody has figured out how to do that.
I don't drink. I don't know.
Somebody has figured that out.
I assume that, like, alcoholic things with caramel exist, right?
I
Like-
don't know.
Chocolates? I don't know. I don't drink.
I would believe it. I'm just.
I don't drink either, so I don't know. Anyway, Scott will look over at Click Clack. You'll remember this conversation, right?
Oh, don't. Oh.
Good.
He can play it back to us in vivid detail, and I don't like it.
Good.
And he proceeds to start doing so.
My one.
Not right
my
now. Not
one
right now.
benefit-
It's okay.
The one thing that's keeping me sane right now is the thought that when I've managed to forget all of this, then the other me will have no idea what all of this is going on, and will think it's an elaborate practical joke, and will laugh along with you.
I wish you wouldn't forget.
Well, if you
You
remembered
think it's
everything I
better when you
remembered,
forget. You
it's
think it's
definitely
better, but-
better.
It's really not.
Look, if you'd done half of what I'd done and felt even a little bit as guilty as I do right now, fuck this shit. I'm gonna stop talking.
Continue.
I don't remember much.
No, you don't, because you don't have anything to remember. And
That's
you're the
not
lucky
true.
one.
That's not true at all. I have this tea that you have. I could drink it and remember my childhood.
Yeah, you could, but you haven't,
That's right.
which says that you know I'm right.
No, it means I'm scared. At this point, she'll start crying.
Oh,
The
don't-
golem server walks over. Do you want more hot water? Do you want more sugar beverages? Do you want more
Yes,
Popcorn?
all of the above?
I'm not used to fluid coming out of those orifices.
Fine.
I will acquire all of the above. You can take it off a tray what you actually want.
Thank you.
Also, for anybody who's interested, microencapsulated alcohol is a dry ingredient that can be sprinkled upon popcorn if you desire. You're welcome.
Canadies. Thank you.
Wow.
I didn't
As
think
one
so.
of the people that actually drinks here clarifies for us what alcoholism is.
That is the worst thing in the world.
So as soon as the water is brought over,
You get hot water, you get another sugary beverage, you get another beverage of the type Ragnar was drinking, you get another beverage of the type Click Clack was drinking.
that's beautiful.
Because
Um,
you get something that you get a bowl of popcorn because he's not sure how it ended up in one of the glasses, but he's trying to do his function.
Yeah, you and me both, buddy. You and me both.
Scal will look at Alistar. Do you want me to drink the tea? Because I'll drink the tea.
I don't want anyone to drink the tea, least of all me.
I'm scared to remember my childhood.
Why? What have you got to be scared of?
Click clack gestures towards Alistair and nods.
I didn't. What do you? I don't understand what you're trying to imply, but I'm not into that.
I'm scared that I'm the reason.
Reason. There's a lot of song lyrics that start this way, but I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm scared that I'm the reason my family's dead.
Huh. Not what I expected to hear. So, theoretically, how old were you?
About 10, I think.
Right. So anything you could have done wouldn't have been, you know, useful. 10-year-olds are useless. Don't do anything.
For half elves, maybe.
What's the difference with a full elf?
We mature a little faster than you do.
Alright, saucy. Shoo. You always tell me off for that. Fuck. Alright, why not? No, we'll go to that. So what? Like, you... No, you know what? I don't want to know. 10. 10 is too young. Too young. Not okay. It's not okay. No.
Does everything
Okay.
have to be sexual with you?
Yes!
Why?
What else is there?
Lots of things, actually.
Yeah, but are they fun?
They can be.
Look, I'm very sort of results oriented. If something
How old
can
are you?
be fun... What?
How old are you?
Thanks for a minute.
I'm trying to subtly sneak away from the table at the moment.
I'm 23.
Stealth roll.
You're 23.
Oops, I did not mean to roll twice.
I'm not into the...
16.
They're both under the influence.
Okay,
And not
Yeah.
paying any attention to you at this point.
I'm bringing the popcorn mug as well.
Okay.
I want to I'm gonna let this continue to go, but I'm yeah.
Okay.
Walking behind Alistar.
Scott will put her hand on Alistar's shoulder. How old do you think I am?
Does it matter?
Yes,
Why?
because I want to know.
No, I meant... okay, I think you are... Well, you're an elf, so you're probably somewhere in the 80s, 90s, something like that.
Oh, sweet child.
Look, after
I'm
50
40.
odd... Oh, so you're... Oh, you're a baby.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
So it hasn't been that long since my childhood.
Well, no, okay. Comparatively, it has. Like for you, it has because you're like it's been 30 years, which is relatively speaking is a long time in your lifespan. It won't be in a few years. Well, I say a few. It won't be in a lot. I'll be dead by then. Do I care? I'll be dead.
I will.
Oh, hey, Garth. Hey,
I
Cassie.
will use a subtle spell and cast darkness and attempt to retreat.
Nobody's paying attention to you. You don't have to cast darkness.
I love how I'm going to use subtle spell to cast the least subtle spell in existence.
Yes, that's a clarification. Where do you cast this?
Off to the side, away from the table.
Okay. Damn it. I was hoping that Alistair was going to say, I will be dead. Do I care? Suddenly your vision darkens
Hello,
around
darkness, my old friend.
Yeah.
I've come
I was
But-
totally expecting
But yeah,
Carson to
okay.
cast
You
it over
cast
us.
darkness. If you either of you look up from your conversation, and for Click Clack's benefit, there's a dark cloud off to the side of the table.
I don't. I continue drinking heavily.
Okay.
Yep, I'm not paying attention to it.
Yeah, you can sneak through it if you'd like. Just roll. Tides of Chaos does not activate right now, but you do need to roll whenever you cast.
Yeah. You have to roll a d20, and if you roll a 1.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I know Tides of Chaos is an option.
Okay, was just making sure.
Yep.
11, so. And away.
Yeah, you sneak away. After a little while, a golem sees it, goes into the back, gets out a broom with some arcane sigils on it, and uses the broom of Dispel Magic to wave around in the air and dispel the magic.
Broom of Dispel Magic is amazing.
Yes.
It's the Feywild, they need those.
Can somebody sweep this spell out of here, please? I gotta get the broom.
Oh my god. House Kenneth just got a new thing they made.
Yes!
I feel like it would also be fairly reasonable to have in Eberron, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
no.
high level, like, it's not something you're gonna find in the magic shop on the street.
But
Right.
a magic
But-
school might have something like that.
Yes.
Right.
And House Kenneth makes them.
Love it.
Feather dusters of Dispel Magic for those of the more travel-oriented.
Yes.
Persuasion.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hmm?
Okay.
Back to the emotional scene.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They do some weird shit in here. I think that golem's dancing with a broom. Drink some more. Continues.
I wish I could remember, but
You could.
why do you think I'm supposed to be so brave?
Let me take a quick count. Because of the running in, not wearing armor, screaming, and angrily beating everything that attacks us to death. The refusal to wear armor. The charging into the fight. Just all of that general stuff. Plus, you seem very desperate to go on this adventure with some poor idiot who thought he was going to become an adventurer.
You think that makes me brave?
You wanted to go on an adventure. You weren't tricked into it because you were dumb.
I was running from giants.
Sensible.
I was
Good
literally going to do anything.
By
To
the
get
way,
as far
Alistair,
away from them
because
as
you
possible.
have your full consciousness around you, at some point when you look down to drink, you do notice that the claw mark on your upper arm has a slight glow to it.
Oh, what's this shit now?
Okay.
Oh.
This is gonna be as good of a point as any for me to do. As he looks down, sees it, and starts to comment, I dump the popcorn on his head.
Hi, Click Clack. Was that a funny prank, Click Clack? Was that a funny prank? Did you enjoy that?
It was messy, but it didn't get you wet. Please don't take anything sexual from that.
He like Click Clack gives you a look that without having to say a single word, it's like you know he's going to.
You see, Scar, that's called conditioning. I got you. I got you good. I don't need to say anything because you've already done it for me. And that's filthy, by the way. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I am.
I know, it feels good, doesn't it?
No.
It does.
No.
You'll come around. Anyway, no, Click Clack, look, you and I... What's the deal?
Yeah?
What's going on? What's with the prank? Like, other me's a poor dumb idiot. It's hardly like you're, you know, achieving anything. I know what you've been doing. I put 2 and 3 together and made the right number.
Doing?
Yes, doing.
He looks legitimately confused, like he doesn't know exactly what doing you're talking about. There are many potential doings that could be referenced.
I
here.
remember a hilarious incident in which I needed to change my trousers and undergarments.
Uh-huh.
That was your fault.
Fault.
Sorry, fault is the
Doing.
wrong word. Direct action.
I think Click Clack plays the pranks on you because he knows you won't really care in the end.
Other me won't care. I care. He doesn't remember. He
Yeah,
doesn't even know what's
exactly.
happened. He's an idiot.
Exactly. I like this you better.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. No. Not why.
Oh, it speaks.
I was gonna say, whose voice did that come from?
Random person you've
Yeah, no,
never
I-
heard before.
Funnily enough, you can do that as that race. Kenku's, I mean.
Yep.
I was more, you know,
Yeah.
Alistar's making fun of him in character.
Not why.
Well, then why?
Jeremy, just as a reminder, you do have a smoke pipe.
Yes.
Okay.
That works mostly for the smoke pipe is specifically a smoke pipe of monsters, so it only produces monsters.
That's fair.
It
That's
has a
fair.
narrow use to help him communicate. So he thinks about it for a moment. In terms of the like in the trying to figure out how to phrase it in phrases I can say.
Mhm.
Funny.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Points at Alistair. Appreciate.
Does other me know what happened? I don't think he does.
No.
How can he appreciate?
Again.
Confused points at self. Drunk points at self. Drinks another.
Oh my god. Poor Click Clack.
Now he looks annoyed and like sort of sad.
Oh my god.
It's back. in
Try
his
again,
drink.
slowly and in common.
I don't think that's necessarily possible for him.
Okay, I'm just gonna hang on. Hang on. Well, right. I'm just gonna sit down here.
Yeah.
Gonna get my dictionary. A.
Huh. Just for my own clarification, does speak with animals work with Kenku?
No.
No,
No, right?
Animals.
they
No,
are
no, I'm making sure out of character.
actually.
It is
Roll me a Arcana check because Scott has absolutely no reason to know this.
True. Arcana. That's a 13.
So 1, Kenku are humanoids,
Okay.
and 2, Kenku are explicitly cursed to be unable to communicate. Tongues would not work in this instance either.
Okay.
So,
Good to know.
and of course, this comes out in a variety of voices, but prank, funny. You, Alistair, appreciate.
Drinks.
Alistair,
Scar.
funny.
Is the is Click Clack telling me Click? I think does Click Clack like me? I know other me thinks that everyone likes me, but that's just what he says to get him through the day.
Uh-huh.
Ah. I didn't think of that.
And he throws his hands up, looking like super pissed, and grabs one, doesn't matter if it's his, one of the alcoholic drinks off the table and stalks off.
Click, clack, you grab this sort of stone brazier mug with a blackish.
Yes!
Because you ordered another everything at some point.
Yep.
And Ragnar is no longer there.
Yeah. Also, Ragnar, even you could not necessarily stomach another of those.
Potentially not. He would definitely be willing to give it an old college try, though.
Okay. So, back at the table.
So, you're not going to remember this. And now
Hopefully
Click Clack has
not.
Walked off.
'Cause that was mildly embarrassing.
It
Think
was
I upset
embarrassing to
Click Clack.
find out that Click Clack likes you.
Yes.
Why is it embarrassing?
Because I don't like me. Is that not a... Fuck! What the... I have got to stop drinking this shit. Why is other me so fucking eager to drink it? Bullshit.
Why don't you like you?
Where do we start? Why doesn't anyone like themselves? Yeah, no, let's go. Fuck, I know that's not... I can ask questions, but now I feel compelled to answer them. I've had it. I've had enough. Enough of this stuff. Have you ever spent your entire existence wanting to be something, and then when you finally find out that you can and you are it, then all it gets you is people not appreciating you, people taking advantage of you, people making fun of you? Do you ever think that maybe you could just retreat into something else that doesn't know any of that stuff and is just happy, just being happy, being an idiot?
Oh, Alistair.
It's pretty good. Have some more drink. Give me more. Give me.
I don't remember my childhood. My
Where did
family
the snake
is
lady
dead.
go? What? Oh, Okay, cool. Yeah, sorry. We're at that stage of being drunk. Sorry, carry on.
I don't remember my
Everybody be sorry
childhood.
for themselves.
My parents are dead. All of my family, as far as I'm aware, is dead.
Oh, look, a bat. Sorry, what? Huh? Oh. Um. Yes, no, I'm with you. Yep, dead family. Cool.
I was taken in by giants.
Yep, that's pretty lucky. You're alive.
Barely.
No, you're pretty. You're fine. You're alive. Trust me. I know.
Today I am.
You're breathing. It's good.
I wasn't
Well-
sure that was gonna be a thing.
Why'd you escape from the giants? What was the deal? Why? Like, if they didn't like eat you straight away, then what was the deal?
Have you ever been held prisoner?
Are we talking? How are we talking here?
Like literally.
I mean, very literally, yes, but in a fun way.
Yeah, no, not in a
So,
fun way.
Alistar, given that you currently remember everything you've ever done, yeah, Scar was there. You were imprisoned in Drow.
Good point. Yes, I have been in prison with you. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that wasn't even close.
Okay.
You might think that I'm brave because I run into battle. I don't wear armor. That's not bravery.
Drink. Oh, I get it. That's sad. I think I'm at the drunk stage. Finally. Oh no, not quite. Hang on. I get it.
Alistar, that's also been a lot of sugar. Because half of the drinks on the table are things Scott ordered that are very
Yep.
sugary.
Super sugar.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I did used to drink, so I'm aware of what happens when like your body finishes processing sugar and starts like absorbing alcohol, because the sugar
Yeah.
kind of speeds that. Like you hit real sad real
Oh
fast.
yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't drink. I'm the designated driver.
Yep.
So you see everybody else. You see the effects on everybody else in real time.
Yeah, I'm not
So,
sure
like-
why you do it.
Alistar is too awake to sleep, but he is not too awake to be depressed.
The answer is it's a lot more fun to experience than to observe.
That's fair.
So true.
Frequently.
And on that note,
I get
Scott
it. I
Scott
get
is
it.
going to put a hand on either of your shoulders.
Please don't kiss me. I can't handle that.
Oh, Alistar. I wouldn't kiss you.
Oh, thank God.
And that has nothing to do with you and everything to do with me, but
I don't care.
I wish this version of you would stay around.
Why?
Because this is real.
Look, we've got a tournament tomorrow. And you want a version of me that doesn't remember that he got a man killed and is capable of getting into a ring and doing that useful shit and distracting and beguiling and doing all of the perform me bard things that the bard's meant to do because he's a bard and he has to fuck everything. But I can't do that.
You know that you don't have to, right?
I mean, like, I do like it,
Yeah, but you don't have to. You know that, right?
I mean, he doesn't
Like,
know
sex
that.
is not a thing that you have to
Oh.
do.
It's part of his identity. Like, I look, dialing it back, I can see it's a thing that's a lot of fun, and like it's pretty core to my personality if I'm really gonna like psychoanalyze myself. Like, it's a big part of who I am and what I do.
Okay, and so Alistar, because you absolutely literally remember everything you have ever done perfectly right now, as whatever's going on in your head is going on in your head, we're gonna transition to Ragnar real quick.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, Ragnar.
Yep.
You still walking around the city?
Yes.
Get back to the bar. It's great.
Oh, that is... If he knew what was going on, he would stay out in the city.
Yeah, that's why you should get back to the
After
bar.
maybe
if Ragnar
half
showed
an
up right
hour
now.
or so of wandering around, you see a woman dressed in mostly leathers and furs. She's got a large kind of bastard sword looking thing on her back. That's got some arcane runes carved into it. Hey, I saw you at the tournament signups earlier.
Ah. Indeed. Are you signing up to compete yourself?
Yeah. And she gives you a smile, and you can see she's half orc, with the sort of light green skin and fangs. Yeah. I'm just kind into wandering, and wandered through a few portals. You?
Surprisingly, a bit of the same. Where you from? Originally, that is, then.
Material plane. I'm from coastal village. But...
Spent some time at sea myself, actually.
Oh, yeah. No, it seemed like you were the type. She kind of lowers her voice. Is the construct thing at all weird to you?
I mean, it's a bit off-putting, I suppose. I can see the benefit as far as, economically task and, overhead costs and
there's no one that lives here to make it. I'm from a small village. The reason we've got a shoemaker is because there's people that wear shoes.
Yeah, well, I mean, Feywild being what it is, I've noticed that the entire place is a bit squiffy at the best of times. But, and the whole shutting down the entire city overnight, I mean, maybe that's when people come out to repair or maintain these things that run the place. But, no, it's a bit, it does make one wonder if you think about it too long.
Yeah.
What's your name? Ragnar Einherjar, myself.
Vanessa.
Pleasure. So are you competing... Sorry, did you say team or individuals?
Solo. I'm gonna do the prereqs tomorrow.
Huh. Same. Maybe I'll see you there.
Yeah.
Oh, one question before you go, and this may seem a bit odd and out of the unexpected quarter, but are you familiar with the Half Ascended?
She looks at you, and you know what? She's gonna get to roll a check, because why not? Random person I was introducing, because foreshadowing. Do you know anything about the Half Ascended? And she kind of seems to chew on her lip for a moment. Think about it. It's not really the kind of thing you want to go around asking about, dear. But yeah, I know what you're talking about, roughly.
Fair enough. Well, if you're ever inclined to poke that particular hornet's nest at any point, look me up.
Yeah, no fucking way.
That's
Have
what
a
most people say.
lovely competition. Hope to smash your face
Likewise. I'll see you in the ring.
in. She gives you a nod and wanders off, clearly confused. How a conversation being friendly ended up being, hey, you know, incredibly powerful beings that want to be gods? Wanna fuck with them?
It's kind of his go-to these days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so Click Clack, having walked off with a mug of something that smells strongly of alcohol, where are you planning on headed?
Up to his room to get drunk and pass out.
Yeah, you can buy a room as before. You can purchase a room for the day.
Yep.
City closes overnight. Okay, yeah. It probably doesn't take you more than 1 or 2 sips of this stuff, given how strong it is at this point. But yeah.
Coat. And I am out.
All right. Okay, so Alistar and Sky, I've kind of been ignoring it, but I want you both to make me con saves with disadvantage.
Okay,
Because you have both been drinking fairly heavily. I know you've both been playing it, but I want to see how it's going. Oh, fuck. Come on.
With disadvantage, I got 2 natural 20s.
Holy shit.
On the least important thing.
Yep.
Okay, so yes, you're both still conscious and carrying on this conversation if you want to be.
Yeah, I'm pretty much finishing it up now. In that Alistar is like, he finishes his bits. He's like, you want someone who can sling spells and win, not someone who's paralyzed with crippling indecision and who really wishes he was someone else right now. And on that note, I've been Alistar. I'll see you all next time. Good night. Falls asleep like on the table in front of him.
Okay.
Like, head down.
And as soon as he's passed out, Skal will look around. Is the water still hot?
Yeah. No, it's probably got one of those mini burners that they use to. But yes, you've still got hot water.
All right, she's gonna make the tea.
Okay.
She's got 2 of them, so she can make another one later if she wants. Now that he's completely passed out and she's not as drunk as she had hoped.
You're still pretty fucking drunk. That was are you still
yeah.
conscious?
Sorry, before you do that, I do need to do one thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I definitely look asleep.
Yeah, that's gonna be your passive insight, which is good, but not quite as good as the bards.
That's fine.
People.
I should have mentioned, but you know.
No, that's fine.
Oh, it's
His
as
intention
long
was
as you make the rolls.
His intention was to stop the conversation, but you know, if he
Yep.
if this is going on.
Okay. Scott, you stew the tea. And after a little while, it is ready. With the full strength dosage, there's no save or anything. So let me find the full item effect again. For some reason, I cannot find it right now, but the basics of it are you can't lie, you vividly remember everything you've ever done. I think there's some sort of save-related words as well.
That's fine. She's gonna she's gonna take the tea, go sit in a corner so that her back is in against the wall, and apparently now remember her childhood
Okay.
and all that entails.
Yeah. So it isn't necessarily remembering so much as it is every single thing you have ever done is in as crystal clear a detail as possible at once. So at once, you're remembering vital things about your childhood and the exact details of that wall you stared at that one time while you were waiting for someone. Like, these things all come back to you in crisp clarity from the moment you were first aware and born, essentially.
Yeah.
In terms of your childhood, you remember your name, you remember being, gee, fuck, I didn't expect this to happen today.
Sorry.
Oh, it's fine, I should have known this is where this is going.
I bet
I
you
had-
thought we were gonna have a tournament today.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't know this is where I was going until
This is on
You know
Cat.
what? We're doing the Dragon
This-
Ball thing where it's like, oh, next plot point is the tournament. Let's have 3 days or three episodes of prep.
Charging up.
So this is what I've learned as a DM for you chuckle fucks in Eberron. If you do not want 5 episodes of random bullshit before your next plot point, have your next big event happen within the same day as when they find out about it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, here's my comment. Who the fuck said I didn't want this to happen?
Oh, I know. No, I'm not saying that you didn't. I'm just saying this is what I've learned.
I will be honest though, had Ragnar not left the bar, this would have been a completely different conversation and this wouldn't be happening right now. Because all sorts of different things would happen.
Blame Ragnar. This is on you.
No.
This is on
this is
you.
all me. This is all me. It just would have gone in a completely different direction had Ragnar still been there.
You grew up in a field of bright green and trees and grass. Much of your family were wood elves and Eladrin. And, your small tribe moved through. And yes, now you remember, you definitely were a child of the Feywild. On the, 3rd continent. Of the Feywild. You move through the trees, occasionally crafting some of them to be homes as druids. You remember childhood education, that sort of thing. Being very martially oriented, practical. You don't go here, you don't eat this. If you talk to these creatures, never reveal this information. If all sorts of things like that a young elf would need to know to survive in their native homeland of madness and nonsense. And you remember the day the giants arrived, and you remember something you didn't, which is that they initially came to parley. Even with your crystal clear memories, is you don't know exactly what was said because much of it was said behind closed doors. There was some sort of alliance that was rarely mentioned in front of you. So some sort of deal, and a great monster that was to be slain. This is something that you also remember repeatedly from both your childhood and from your time with the giants. Okay, we're gonna go slay that thing. Here's these other people who are also going to slay that thing. This is something you know the giants did quite often, and you seem to remember from once or twice other times in your early childhood. And then the next thing you remember every instant in between, sitting in a room, probably playing with some toys, and having lunch, but the next salient thing was hearing war cries and battle cries, and the giant is wading through your people like blood, seeing your mother and your father and several others cut down, your aunts and uncles and cousins, your entire tribe in blood. You remember one somewhat distant cousin. She was maybe a year or two older than you, who tried to hide you in the back, but they slaughtered her. One of the giants who you remember specifically was one of the first ones to teach you as well, picking you up and just hitting you over the head. Remember waking up, being confused and upset, and being just handed some new clothes and told to help Pilka find some berries. I think as a player, you know most of the story from there.
Yeah.
But everything is in sharp focus right now. You're still drunk. This doesn't stop you from being drunk enough to
Have an emotional breakdown.
drunk enough to have had that conversation you had and kept drinking during it.
Yep.
She's
gonna take the
But right now you remember.
Yeah. There from her bag there was a diary written in Elvish.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna grab that diary out, flip to like a blank page toward the back, and write down as much as she can remember. Like in as clear and concise a way that she can, so that hopefully when she wakes up and sobers up and after the tea wears off, that she'll be able to read it and actually make sense of it.
Are you doing
I'm
this
gonna say make me an intelligence check with disadvantage.
Intelligence check. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Improved attentiveness, whatever that means. Scar, are you trying to do this in such a way that you're hiding it, or are you just doing it like wildly?
She basically, if you're paying attention to her, she sits down, she drinks the tea, and then immediately like grabs a book from her bag and just starts writing.
Okay.
Intelligence check with disadvantage. I got a 3.
Okay. Yeah. You think it's coherent. It's not neat, but it's a thing you wrote, and you're a little frantic at the moment.
The one thing that
kind of wobbling and changing, but you're also pretty drunk.
She's also going to write her name down in multiple places because it's the one thing that she always forgets.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, Alistair, you see this sort of frantic writing, and Carsey, I know you walked away at some point. Did you have something you wanted to do?
I'm going to go through some of the houses on the outskirts of town to see if I can spot something for tonight. Doesn't need to be necessarily empty, but...
Make me an investigation and we'll come back to that in a minute. But, yeah. Alistair, is there anything you'd like to do?
Yeah. So when he gets like a second, he will like roll over, look convincingly asleep, and yeah, like actually get into a position where he can properly sleep, because he knows he'll remember this next time, and that'll be enough.
All right. Okay. So, eventually one of the golems offers you guys rooms because you seem to all be trying to sleep at the table, and that's not allowed. That is against the rules. We have rooms upstairs.
Can you carry me?
Yes.
Oh.
A room is 3 gold. Or, no, room is 3 silver.
Here, gives him like a gold.
All right, he will make change.
Have a
Pick
tip,
you up.
just the tip.
That is not a thing I require, but it is appreciated. The inn will take the extra money.
Sure, why not? Good night. Falls asleep like in the golem's arms.
Yeah, the golem will carry you and deposit you in a room. Will not like throw you or anything. Ska, you have also been.
Question: does the golem put us in separate rooms?
Yes, as long as you
Okay,
both
good.
pay for rooms.
Sure.
Yeah, Scott will pay for a room.
I mean, the golem will not carry you unless asked.
Yeah.
But,
You said 3 silver?
yeah, 3 silver.
Alright.
Yeah. And Scott, as you're sort of fading, and even with your decent con save before falling asleep, there's the smile in the back of your mind. The best thing about this is none of it matters, because you only did it once you knew you wouldn't have to face the consequences. This is what I love about you so much.
Now with this tea, can I figure out who my patron actually is?
Patron.
Who this person
The god
is?
that you
The
follow.
god. Yeah.
You should make me again with disadvantage because alcohol. A religion check.
Oh goody.
Heyo.
Come on for not crap. A 6.
You remember. You cannot put it together necessarily. You remember perfectly every detail you have ever learned about this individual. I know I can't recite everything that has ever been said about them, but I'll highlight some of the things Scott might be remembering here.
Okay.
You know that this is a creature of rot who repeatedly rewards and praises you for doing nothing and waiting and saying that eventually everything will do this. You know that this is a creature of apathy. You know that the form it has taken has always been of Anders, with the distinct smile, but also distinctly gnomish. The specific affectations are different, but reminiscent in a way where it's like that's definitely what his face would look like smiling, not like entirely a mask with just Cheshire grin painted on it. This is a creature whose to whom the holy symbol you use effectively is the remains of your dead friend and some of your barbarian symbolism.
Okay.
Those you remember everything you have ever learned. That doesn't mean that I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, no,
But-
she is wasted enough that she just can't put it all together.
You have all of the pieces.
Like I said, as a player, I have an idea. As a character, she still has no idea, and now she's too wasted to actually figure it out properly.
Yep.
Okay.
And the last thing you're thinking about as you're going to sleep and feeling that smile of confidence in the back of your mind is Ragnar asking someone, because you're remembering everything simultaneously, constantly right now, it's very unpleasant, asking someone about the Half Ascended. Which he does a lot.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Do you know anything about the Half Ascended? That's roughly what Ragnar sounds like.
You know anything about the Half Ascended?
Yeah, that. And then, not quite nighttime yet comes, You all pretty hungover, get out of your rooms, get back downstairs, meet up with Ragnar and Karsi. Karsi, you didn't necessarily manage to find anything aside from, well, there's the place you stayed last night, which seems to still be unoccupied. Or you could camp.
Not the same place.
Okay.
It's like a sniper position. Never take 2 shots.
There wasn't even anything like occupied that I might be able to talk to them for.
Not that you would find with a 5.
Fair enough.
Well, I suppose we'd better be getting out of the town before they lock the gates and we all get I don't know what.
Yes, I'm not sure exactly what happens, but I do not care to find out.
You 3 are surprisingly quiet.
We had a lot to drink.
Alright. Yep. Sleeping it off time then, I suppose.
Can you turn the sun down, please?
And we're in the process, lad.
I don't know where it is, but whatever it is, it's too bright.
Back through the gates, setting up camp somewhere.
All right. Yep, you set up camp on the side of the street. Well, there's no streets. On the side of a hill. Easy enough. Zalwyn did also come back from the room she rented, and has been just whispering with Sylvester about something or another.
Okay. How's Chloe doing?
She seems distant. Fine, but distant. Especially the tournament seems to be weighing on her a bit.
Okay. Well, I'll be taking first watch.
I'll take last.
I would take a watch if you wish.
Splendid, if you don't mind taking second.
Very well.
First watch was Ragnar, I believe?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sylvester will join you.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to do during your watch?
Unless he wants to talk tactics and strategy and try and figure out how we're going to what he thinks best plan for group combat execution is on that stage of the tournament. Obviously, we still have no idea what they're going to be facing, but
my assessment of the group is we should substitute out the bard for the one that can't actually use her bardic abilities effectively.
I'll let you make that call.
No, you won't.
Kind of eyeballs him a little bit. What makes you say that?
You keep interesting company. It's not my place to judge or to question or to pry, but you recruit able fighters, though it seems that those that you come with are what you're looking to supplement.
Interesting analysis. Go on.
Scott can't do anything that might commit to making a decision. And if she kills something she doesn't intend to kill, he won't own up to it. She will just insist that, well, she didn't mean to. in my line of work, that's an issue.
Fair.
Especially when someone can't commit it to deciding whether or not they actually think something's a werewolf.
It's the shit on Scar episode.
Click Clack does have the ability to communicate with others effectively, and whether or not he intends it, he takes it out on those people. So, he thinks he makes funny jokes, then maybe he does, but in the end, and if the jokes aren't understood, they become an issue. And Scott and Alice doesn't remember a moment to the next until he remembers everything, in which case he hates himself, but refuses to approach that with any level of the social grace is expected of those of his talents. Chloe, he can't stand her current situation, which is understandable in a matter of time. But puts her in an awkward position. Zawin, as much as I am sworn to serve her and sworn to enact her will, is not a fighter. He's a seeker. And Laureate tried to stab you when you met, and it says something that she is perhaps the most competent among you. And I use that term loosely. The woman can barely hit with her daggers.
What's your read on this snake person then?
Combat-wise, unpredictable. I've worked with sorcerers before, and their magic tends to be potent but intermittent, unreliable, and emotional. Though, seems dedicated to the goal, which could be to your benefit or your detriment. Tactically speaking, we have a decent team of people with quite strong actual abilities, though it's hard without something to compare it to, who refuse to make progress towards collaborating if they will remember that they made that progress later. And Click Clack, who probably is just hurt because he's trying to make friends or something. I've fought in 2 wars, and I've been at the side of a woman who cannot go back to where she's from, and faces the threat of constant death. None of these are issues. They're just a reflection upon your abilities as a commander. What is your tactical assessment as the one in charge of this unit?
My tactical assessment is we're probably fucked, but this is what I've got to work with. So, we're going to do what we can. We're going to hopefully keep them alive until they either shape up or die. Standard military operating procedure, that, at least in this day and age. And, well, once we get back to a place where I've actually got some decent connections, might be able to get back in contact with some individuals who can actually give us a bit more help. We'll see what we can't forge this raw metal into.
So you have considered training them? Well, you're partway there. I'm sure that one Ska would walk to. I'm sure Ska would walk into hell for you.
We'll see.
Be careful about that, though. There's nothing less reliable.
I take your point. And I appreciate your candor.
Also, I understand that it may be culturally offensive, but I might suggest that you ban this group from mind-altering substances that are drunk.
Easier said than done, but not a bad idea.
Because I mentioned this, Sylvester was actually there for that entire conversation.
Yes, he was.
He thought they were going to discuss battle plans.
And Sylvester can have his opinions, but Click Clack thinks that was the most productive and important conversation they've had since he's been there.
And this is the first time that any of you have ever seen Scott drink.
Yep.
So
See, Sylvester rolled a 20 on his insight, so he's very aware that neither of the people central to that conversation remember it. And yeah, he's probably wrong about a lot of things. But yeah.
There's no telling that Scott won't remember it. Alistair definitely won't, but Scott might.
I want to remind you that you started that conversation by saying, because I won't remember it tomorrow, I'm gonna go start talking to Alistair.
I'm aware.
Yep.
I also got a natural 20 on my con save, so I think that kind of, helps a little bit with these. She'll at least remember parts of it.
Yep. Okay. So, moving on to second watch. Who said they wanted to do that?
That would be me.
Cool.
And I guess because we're taking partners, I'll grab Chloe.
Sure. Yeah. You grab this woman with long red hair, a harp she can't play strapped over her back, and a still very recent wound that has left her with one less arm than she expected to have a week ago.
That looks quite painful.
We fortunately have one with enough of the divine persuasion to cauterize it.
Yes, but it's not quite the same, is it?
No. I'll get used to it, I'm sure. Not yet.
And what are your plans after this?
I'll continue following them. I don't know what he thinks he's doing, but he seems to want to amass an army, so... meh.
Not much of a life, though.
Life is wandering where life leads you. Life is walking until you find that the road turns, and turning enthusiastically with it, because then life can't drag you anywhere. You're wandering willingly.
And if you had an offer to stay, not to wander?
Would depend on where I was staying. And
How
why?
does this place strike your fancy?
A city I can't enter during the night. In the Feywild, surrounded surrounded by trees that sing and flowers that eat me. It's a place like any other, I suppose.
I'll have to keep that in mind. I suppose there's no harm in telling you that. No offense, but I've found that storytellers are harder to be more credible. Once I rule, I guess I can have you at my side.
I mean, I'm sure you'll have to pick some sort of fight with our captain come king come whatever kind of ruler he wants to be, but I have no problem pledging myself to the victor.
That bearded idiot? Not a chance.
I actually do like the idea of people fighting over my loyalty.
Well, consider
So,
this
win
an
whatever,
aid.
win whatever you want to rule, and I'll rule at your side. Or follow your footsteps, whatever.
Well, I mean, not exactly footsteps, but I get the idea.
When you travel with a Kanku, you have to use sayings loosely.
Fair enough. And then just continuing the watch.
Yep. All right.
Yep.
Third watch. I think Ska wanted to take that.
Yep, that would be me.
Zawin will, if none of the players want to take third, Zawin will sit next to you, Scar.
Cool.
No, Alistair does not.
Didn't expect Alistair to anyway. So I was basically just going to be quiet and paying attention to everything around her.
Okay. So, you keep watch, and eventually the sun comes up, and eventually you are back. Scott, I want you to make me an intelligence save with disadvantage.
Save, disadvantage. Take off the Ragnar vicinity. That's a 3.
Okay. With less than 10, you are not able to bring back any memories from the potion's effectiveness.
Okay. Still don't remember my childhood.
Yeah.
But you did write it down.
Yes, I did.
There was a roll to write it down. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that at some point.
Unless somebody has snuck up to her journal and cut pages out of it.
Or she just didn't write it down legibly in the first place.
We'll see at some point.
We'll find out if she goes to look back at it.
It is unfortunately written in deep speech.
I don't know that, so that would be a little bit hard, but
Just need to find an aboleth to translate this for you.
we, in some game, carry around a journal in Infernal that meant basically nothing for forever? Because we needed it translated?
Probably.
Anyway, probably
Yeah.
moving along. I've taken up enough time.
Okay. Then other people are also allowed to. Yes. Eventually, I assume you pack up camp and start moving out?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Pack it up. Back in town. We've got tryouts.
Arrive at the city for the dawn on start of the first day of the tournament. Ragnar and Click Clack, you are recognized. It is confirmed you want to participate in the individual preliminary round. The rest of you are each asked. Do you wish to participate in the individual preliminary round? Victory or defeat will not change your qualification for the group tournament.
No.
Kowski, do you want to participate in the preliminary round? Victory or defeat will not impact your ability to participate in the group tournament.
No, thank you.
Alice.
Huh?
Do you wish to participate in the individual preliminary round? Victory or defeat will not impact your eligibility for the group tournament.
What now? No, probably. I don't think so. I don't remember. No.
Understood. And yeah, Ragnar and Click Clack, you are led off with a number of other adventurer and weird-looking, mostly humanoids. There is one rabbit that is just a rabbit that is taller than either of you, but seems to be entirely rabbit-shaped.
So just
I'll yell after
a
both of you,
huge fucking
"Don't
rabbit.
die!"
Just a huge fucking rabbit.
Is their name Jackson?
A rabbit-shaped rabbit.
Not a humanoid rabbit, not walking on its hind legs rabbit, just a big ass rabbit.
Fair enough.
Just someone took the rabbit model and messed with the scaler.
Just scaled it all.
An enlarged rabbit.
An enlarged rabbit.
You were all brought into a room in the back where a woman with a the first non-construct you've seen running this tournament, a dragon-born woman with silver scales and a long snout, looked sharply at all of you. I am the speaker of the dragons in charge of this place, and you are here to compete in a tournament for their amusement and potentially win a boon for your efforts. I'm here, and the preliminaries are here, to make sure that you fuckers are actually capable. We've had some issues in the past with filling the arena with so many mooks that the tournament wasn't entertaining. If you're not useful, if you're not able to work dynamically, you won't be able to necessarily solve the problems of the preliminaries. To keep it fair, we have you competing in some of the same challenges. To keep it interesting and to minimize the potential for cheating, not all of you will be participating in the same challenge. Each person participating will be drawing one card from this deck of ordinary playing cards. The suit of your card will determine which challenge you are afforded of the 4 possible options: Trial of Hearts, Trial of Spades, Trial of Diamonds, Trial of Clubs.
Ragnar secretly crosses his finger behind his back, taking this very literally, and hopes for the trial of clubs.
Does he have the cards in his hand right now?
She does, but
She.
sorry.
No, that's okay.
She does, but she's
bad.
standing on a raised stage in front of you guys, so. And what card specifically you get will determine in what order you go in. We'll rotate between all of the cards in ascending in value order until we reach the end. Aces are considered high. So the 2 of clubs will be the first, and the ace of spades will be the last.
So, Click Clack, in the middle of this last sentence, is trying to do a sort of scale flip cool thing to get on the stage. So, she's talking rules. He's getting bored. He wants his card.
Okay. Acrobatics.
Uh-huh.
I have to ask.
Yep, acrobatics.
And are you trying to be subtle about this, or just
21.
trying to do it?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
You flip up on stage and you grab a card. You can pick a card from the deck. I believe you should be able to just click on Roll20.
Yep, I should. 7 of clubs.
Cool. I thought I'd set it so all players can see all cards, but I tried it 3 times and apparently it didn't work. So whatever.
I also might have done it wrong. I don't know. I've never actually used the cards before.
I mean, neither have I. No, you probably didn't, as long as you picked a card. I'll just trust you guys and then steal your cards so I can check.
It's not letting me steal Jeremy's card.
I turned off player stealing.
Because it comes up and says, Ragnar and Harrier, Jack wants to steal this card from you. Let it go, or no way.
Denied.
Alright, so she looks. Well, we've got a very excited volunteer. Hope that none of you needed to hear the rest of how this thing's gonna work.
I've just made so many enemies and I'm excited.
Yeah, there's a few people like that look very approving, and a lot of people that look either annoyed or offended or frustrated they didn't do it first.
Ragnar's just sort of chuckling and shaking his head, thinking back to a conversation he had with Sylvester just the other day.
Sylvester's an asshole and he's not right, but he's also not entirely wrong all the time. Okay, so Jack, you should pick a card from the deck. Do not steal.
Draw 1 cards. Here we go. King of Hearts.
Okay. So, now we're going to transition to the rest of you.
Damn it.
Who, if anyone, wants to participate in watching the tournament? Hopefully everyone, because
I will
otherwise,
absolutely
what are
be
you
watching.
doing today? Okay.
I'll watch, yeah.
All right. So you 3 are head out to the seating to watch this. The first 5, 6 matches, 20-some, right, go by, and we arrive at Click Clack's round. Ragnar, the contestants are all being kept in the back, and the people who go do not come back, basically for the sake of
not knowing
the sake
ahead of
of
time, right?
not knowing ahead of time, so that your luck does not determine things. But what card did you get again?
King of Hearts.
King of Hearts. Well, you're going after Click Clack.
Right.
So Click Clack. As I pull up the Trial of Clubs, because this is the problem with having multiple. Oh man, this is kind of the perfect one for Click Clack. The woman brings you out to the
By the way, for the record, my items in question:
Yes.
my rapier, my ball bearings bag, and I'm assuming I couldn't get this one passed as not one of the weapons, but otherwise it would have taken the place of the ball bearings, but one of the dubious bombs.
That is considered a potion.
Even better.
Dubious bomb.
Bombs
So-
are considered like alchemist fire potions.
Okay, so my dubious bomb, then the. No, you know what? Actually, that is still a good spread.
I have a
Okay.
question
Bomb,
ahead of time.
Rapier, and ball bearings.
I have a question ahead of time. Does Click Clack have anything to ignite said bomb with?
He's going to improvise.
Okay. Because bringing a hand grenade is great unless you need a special tool to pull the pin.
He has a metal sword, and he's assuming that there is something in here he can get a spark off of if he needs to.
Okay. So I believe you should all be on the right map now.
I think we are.
Yep. Looks that
Okay.
way.
So, click clack, as you enter the arena, it is this large sort of dust sand pit surrounded by stone. You can see up on some, you can see your friends as well as quite a lot of other people up on rough watching from the booths. There's a bored-looking dragon whose head is barely visible above over here. Or that seems to just be intermittently peeking in and not watching the tournament fully. Because
Sorry, where?
Batman! Woo!
here. So the dragon's not visible on the map because I forgot.
Go Harvey! What?
Stop cheering for the rabbit!
The rabbit's name is Marlon Bundo. If you
Yes! Yes!
Yes!
Marlon Bundo, fresh from
As
the rabbit hole.
non-Americans in the group go, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
Marlon Bundo, I'm so happy.
I mean, presumably you don't have to be American to know about Marlon Brando, but that's...
Yeah, no, that's not who it is.
It's John Oliver
Oh.
last week
In
tonight.
that
No,
case, yeah, I
it-
have no idea.
John Oliver didn't do this. This is what a conservative dude named his bunny.
Mike Pence, our vice president, named his pet
Oh.
rabbit Marlon Bundo.
Of course he did.
The rest of the American public has decided, because John Oliver is a genius, that guess what? We've decided, even though you're a conservative fuckbag, your pet bunny that you love is gay.
Now he has to
Because
electrocute his rabbit.
Most evidence would suggest that, yes, your bunny is almost certainly pan.
Right, because, hello, Marlon Brando himself. Yes.
Okay,
Anyway.
Anyway,
yeah. Alright, so click clack. You see a little girl who's sitting against the pole in the center of this. The pole goes
Uh-huh.
up about 50 feet, which is the same height as the stone of the stadium itself. The sort of woman would look, and the woman looks over to you. For the trial of clubs, she hands you a small doll about the size of your forearm, maybe, like
Okay.
a foot high, made of wood. Convince the girl that the doll all lives.
What?
You have already selected your tools. There is no official time limit until you fuck it up bad enough that you lose.
Welcome to the Feywild.
Just out of curiosity, I'm going to... Is the little girl looking in this direction at the moment?
Yeah. Yeah.
Smile, wave, turn around for a second, lightly jab it with the rapier just to react. This is the
It
Feywild.
tears no, it gets a little scraped because it's a wooden doll.
Yeah, like not hard. Like you're not trying to stab through it.
Just be like, what if it is
No,
alive?
it doesn't seem to respond, aside from being a piece of wood that you could damage with a rapier. You can make me an Arcana check if you'd like to try and discern any special.
Hang on, did you just give him a dummy?
No, I gave him a children's doll.
Yeah, a wooden.
It has no magical properties.
Okay.
No. A ventriloquist's dummy was the reference.
I know. No. To clarify, no, there's no obvious placement for strings. There is no way to use it as a puppet.
Oh. But Click Clack will be so good at that. Click Clack will be so good at that. Hello?
Right?
Yeah. This is the trial of clubs, Ragnar. I bet you're very glad it's not your challenge.
He throws a bomb at the little girl. No. And then blames it on the doll. And then it's real.
You can certainly go for that. The girl is just curiously looking at you. She doesn't seem inclined to move away from the pole. Yeah.
Do something, Click Clack.
He does something. He throws Alistar the non-anthropomorphic version of what he is. Sorry, I have to think about this.
No, I know.
That's the point of the tournament.
I'm taking the piss. In character. Presumably we've, like,
You've all seen these, all four of the trials already.
Right, okay.
There is a bit of a sound magic thing that you did notice when someone got disqualified because of it. You can't tell someone how to win.
Yeah, okay. Like, yeah, so if we were to try, then our voice would get blocked out or whatever. That makes sense. Okay, so, yeah, just in the crowd. Whoa, Click Clack. Woo! Do a thing.
It's a challenge of flexibility and creativity.
Which is great if it hadn't been at the end of the day when I wasn't expecting this and involved in a couple things at the moment.
I thought this was going to happen in the first 15 minutes, okay?
Yeah.
I feel like we might want to give Jeremy some time for this.
I mean, I'm apologize, but I'm drawing
Yeah.
a literal blank at the moment.
That's
Okay.
what I thought.
We were
Because it
prepared for
requires-
combat, not mind games.
Well, it just because it requires use of communication tools, which with click clack takes me a while anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Hmm.
In the crowd, I also like nudges Carsey. And it's like, hey, where did you end up?
What?
I didn't see you last night. I don't remember a lot of last night, but like I don't see you.
Good. If you must know, I was securing our campsite.
I meant, no. I meant in the. Was it in the? Yeah, in the pub. I meant in the pub. I forget what day it is frequently.
Yes, well, you opened your mouth, and I thought it best to remove myself before I said anything I would regret.
I opened my, and then you. I don't understand, but okay. Did you do
I'm not
any?
surprised.
Did you get up to much?
No.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Yes.
Are you? Is this why you didn't enter in this? Because you didn't want to do the whole like crazy convince a child thing?
No, I prefer to save my strength for when I need it.
Oh, okay. Threatening demeanor. It's good. I like it. It's good. I probably should have asked this before, but like, are you on our team? Is there a team? Is there like, is that? Are you?
I
Are
prefer
you?
to think of it more as you're on my team.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm on your team.
I'll hold you to that.
You. Hang on. Are we flirting? I'm still slightly. Are you? You can hold me to whatever you like, as long as it's like solid.
We'll see.
Hmm.
But now enjoy this riveting entertainment.
Sure, but what would you do, Scar? What would either of you do?
Be sure to converse at a low volume because you can't give any hints to the person in the ring.
No. Yeah, well, I'm presuming that they can't hear us.
Take
I
out the
honestly
child.
have no idea.
We'll take out the child. Sorry, that's out of character. Alistair's looking blankly at Carsey. Take them out where?
Just out of commission.
What, for like ice cream?
Yes, if that helps you.
Okay, sure. Yeah, no, perfect. Does that help? Would that win? Would that?
One way to find out.
I don't think that would win. Pretty sure that wouldn't win. Actually, I'm pretty sure that. Are you suggesting murder?
No, just removal.
Okay. Via.
Whatever means necessary.
Right. I'll be honest. I didn't expect that. But okay, I mean, this is obviously why you're not in the ring. It's good. It's good. Everything's good. Everything's fine. I'm gonna stop asking you questions now because you scare me.
Thank you. For
Scar?
all the gods, thank you.
Scar, what happened the other night? I don't remember anything. My head hurt a lot the next day.
Ska will put a hand on Alistair's shoulder. We drank a lot. Like a lot.
I didn't mean to drink a lot. I didn't want to drink. I wasn't gonna get. I was gonna just like have a chilled evening. It was gonna be nice. I was gonna just like relax, have a happy time, play some music maybe, and like, why drinking? Why so?
You know, I wish I had an answer. And she'll kiss him on his forehead.
Alright.
Looked up.
Okay.
Nothing sexual about it.
I know.
Good.
Just confused.
Sorry,
It's just
Jeremy.
constant state.
Okay. So
We've ventured enough.
she knows she's looking right at me, correct?
Yeah, she seems to be fully aware of your presence.
Then I literally have no other option I can think of right now than to walk up and roll a deception roll trying to convince her.
Okay.
I can try and hide behind something and then sneak up, like.
She is about I'll just try and give you. You can do whatever you want to do. She is about maybe 3, probably a little younger than that.
Okay.
She doesn't seem terribly bothered by the circumstance, but she also doesn't seem to be sure what's going on.
Okay.
She's looking at you like she's curious or confused, mostly because she saw you enter the place where she is.
Right. Is
Yeah.
this the point where I say Jeremy does not know how to talk to children? Never has. It's a thing. So, yeah, just
Okay.
going to go right up and do the talking to kid thing of convincing her that it's real. Unfortunately, that is the best I can role play this out, and I apologize for that.
That's fine.
We found Jeremy's kryptonite. Next character in Eberron, a child.
You die in a fire.
Is murdered slowly.
Yeah.
I would like to play.
Yeah. Performance, persuasion, whatever you feel is the role you want to be making here.
I want to roll deception because
Okay.
I have ability at that. And obviously I'm using mimicry. I'm,
Yeah.
$15. What is the inside of a 3-year-old?
Who
Not
said
great.
16?
Of course.
So yeah, click clack. After sort of thinking about it for a minute and being like, is there anything I can hide behind? Does end up kind of hiding. Like he basically does the puppet thing, the Muppet thing of standing behind the pole and holding out the doll and giving out a few simple phrases. Where did you come from? Over there. What's going on? And yeah, you slowly carry out this conversation. And here's the thing about young kids. They are able to do most of the thinking about it for themselves. So you manage to just leave room for her to invent on her own. And eventually, she seems fairly convinced, because she failed her role pretty badly. She seems fairly convinced, and she'll sort of look around, confused again, take the doll. Well, you're gonna be my new friend. And
Oh god, am I gonna have to walk around with this little girl for the rest of my life pretending to
Yes.
mimic
Takes the
voices?
doll from you.
Please.
This is the Feywild.
And as she does, you see a slight tear opening, and you can see a house in the distance as she fades back out of the Feywild. Because Feywild likes kidnapping kids.
I mean, I feel like that's pretty much standard operating procedure for anything remotely related to fairies in any dimension. But, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yep. You convinced her the doll is alive. She goes back now with the doll she thinks is alive.
Which came from the Feywild, so it will almost certainly murder her family.
Or something.
Yes!
You don't know. But yep.
I don't care about her family. As long as it becomes the girl's best friend, that's fine. Can murder all the neighbors at once.
I mean, it wasn't an amazing deception. It's maybe her third favorite toy.
Oh, it's definitely going to murder her then.
No. The other toys just have to die.
Okay, there's that too.
Unfortunately, the other choices are her brother.
Yeah, but you know he's a shit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And with that, that's where we're going to end for the week.
All right, then. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.